Resident Evil doesn't just test your mettle and resource management and frightful combat with some of the meanest biological weapons you've ever met, but it will also give you a workout in exploring every tiny detail the game has to offer. In Resident Evil 3's case, Charlie dolls are 20 tiny collectibles you can shoot or stab that are peppered throughout the game's entire campaign. If these little figurines are trying your patience, allow us to help with our comprehensive Charlie doll guide. Before we begin, we need to disclose a few things. Firstly, be prepared for potential location spoilers. If you haven't played the game yet, we highly recommend watching this video only after you've finished the campaign once. Secondly, this video shows the Charlie dolls in chronological order. Finally, for added convenience, each Charlie doll is timestamped in the video's description, so even if you found most of the dolls by yourself, you can pick off the remaining few by clicking on them and cross-referencing each with the ones you've found and the ones that you've yet to get. With that out of the way, let's get started. Immediately after being saved by Carlos, wait for the cutscene to end and perform a 180 turn up the stairs as soon as you regain control. The first Charlie doll is nestled between two newspaper machines adjacent to the school bus. Head into Moon's donut shop located in the downtown district and make a beeline to the counter. While you might not get served by the attentive staff right away, you will be greeted to a Charlie statue if you look just to the right of the microwave located behind the counter. The third doll is located in the building just north of Moon's donut shop. Access it via the elevated alleyway and it will be found tucked between shelves upon shelves of archive boxes. The fourth doll, while out in the open, can be pretty easy to miss the first time around. Head towards the control center within the subway office and look to the left side of the main terminal. The key is to look for the box of donuts as the doll resides just under it. Now, this one can be a little tricky for some as it's located in the dark in a safe room, which means your torch won't trigger. Head to the northwest corner of the room and you'll find it just behind a box atop a cabinet. While you're here, be sure to pick up the hip pouch on the stepladder next to the item box for extra inventory space. The next doll you may have found in the window at Toy Uncle, but unfortunately bulletproof glass and lack of any keys prevents you from getting it right away. By this point you should have acquired a lockpick back at the subway power substation. Make sure you have this in your inventory as you dodge Nemesis near the side entrance of Toy Uncle to pick the lock and get Charlie. That should mark the end of the dolls located within the downtown area. As you enter the sewers, you'll have to make your way through a series of sweeping corridors. For the 7th doll, head towards the entrance of the lab located in the waterway. While this may be a little bit confusing, as long as you keep heading far west in accordance with the map, you'll reach the ladder to the lab on the right, and steel grating to the left. Focus on the bottom right hand corner of the steel grating and you'll find the Charlie doll bobbing along the water. Just be careful with all of the hunter gammas on the way there. This next doll is obtainable after opening the first battery pack powered door you see when you enter the sewer. Once you get the battery pack, use it to open the door and head up the stairs. Immediately perform a 180 turn as you reach the top of the staircase and it should be sitting just above the doorway. It should still be available to shoot as long as you don't start climbing up the ladder ahead. Shortly after fighting Nemesis, you'll make your way back downtown. You'll eventually find yourself in familiar territory if you've played Resident Evil 2. For this next doll, start at the front of Kendo's gun shop and pass through to the alley on the left. Make sure you defeat all enemies within before proceeding through to the next door. Simply enough, you'll find it dead front and center as you enter the building. Between gaining control of Carlos for the first time and neutralizing Brad, Tyrell will head into the RPD police station. Before you go join him, circle around the underpass of the entrance and head towards the courtyard on the other side. You'll find your 10th Charlie doll shallow buried in the garden bed to the left. Once you get the corresponding key found on the 3rd floor, head back down to the locked safety deposit room on ground floor, defeating the licker outside and the lone zombie inside. From there, head to the northwestern corner of the room and check the shelving at the top to find the 11th Charlie doll. Once you take back control of Jill and reach the first safe room, the 11th Charlie doll is located just after visiting the dilapidated shelter. Head through the door and defeat the 3 enemies in front of you. Once they're dead, you'll notice 4 alcoves in the room to explore. Head towards the northeastern alcove corresponding to the map and a doll should be found just under a bench. Once you're done there, head up the ladder following the previous doll location and stick to the left-hand side of the area. You'll notice a grey STARS branded armoured vehicle parked to the left of the footbridge. Head just behind it and the 13th Charlie doll should be located between a wooden chest and a small concrete pillar. From here, you'll gain control of Carlos once again. Head towards reception, open the northern door, and follow the hallway to the right. As you reach the door to the lab reception, the 14th Charlie doll can be found on a stretcher to your left. Immediately after the previous Charlie doll location, follow the holes until you reach the stairwell from 1st to the 2nd floor. The path will eventually lead to the rooftop. Defeat the sole enemy here and look immediately behind you once you're done. The 15th Charlie doll is found just to the left of the door you came out of. The next Charlie doll is quite difficult to find. If you're still on the 2nd floor of the hospital, make a beeline for the southernmost door, which will take you to the nurse's station. From the entrance, head towards the door on the right. Defeat the enemies here before proceeding into the southern door to the Sickroom. Immediately make a 180 turn, then look inside the rubbish bin and you'll find Charlie doll number 16. After acquiring the previous Charlie doll, you'll take control of Jill once again. Once you pick the lock to the eastern door at the hospital reception, head forward until you reach a large warehouse full of trucks and cargo containers. Inch towards the first forklift you see when you enter the room, and you'll find Charlie doll number 17 on top of the fork backrest. Once you're at the underground storage area searching for fuses to power a lift, after defeating 2 dogs and 1 zombie, head into the small crack of shelving and look to the east of where you came out from. You'll find the 18th Charlie doll on the 2nd row corner of shelving. The next Charlie doll can be found in the lab where you acquire the override key flash drive. Keep on heading towards the balcony and immediately look at the corner to the left of where you enter. You'll find the second last Charlie doll right there, ready to be claimed. Lucky last, the final Charlie doll is quite easy to obtain as you locate the antigen sample from Lab 1 on the 2nd floor. Just be sure to head to the room just west of the machine where you obtain the sample, and look to the stacked crates to your left. You'll see it hanging on the ground in the corner. And that just about wraps it up for all of the Charlie doll locations. We hope this guide helped you cap off the Goodbye Charlie challenge in a clear and concise way. For more reviews and walkthroughs, be sure to give this guide a like and subscribe to us here at youtube.com/NewGamePlusTV. Thank you very much for watching.